thank God it's Monday. Hey, together we're going to read a short passage and then apply it to our own personal lives. This is a tough read, I have to tell you. Matthew 10, verse 34 to 39. Do not think that I've come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. What? For I've come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Ooh, and a person's enemies will be those of his own household. Oh, right? Whoever loves father or mother more than me, here's the explanation. Whoever loves father and mother more than me is not worthy of me, and whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his love will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. So that's a tough read. Why did Jesus come to bring a sword? What's the idea of sword? It's not the weapon of mass destruction that it could have been, because the way it's used in the New Testament, often it's actually as an agent of separation. In Hebrews, we read that the word of God is like this double-edged sword that pierces through heart and separates the thoughts of men. And kind of like it cuts and distinguishes. The way it talks about when the angel says to Mary that a sword will pierce your heart, that's alluding to the time where she's going to be separated from Jesus. So it cuts and it separates people. And that's the reality. Jesus came to bring peace on earth. But when you decide to follow Jesus and you become public about your faith, not everybody is like super enthusiastic about it. You might have noticed. Some people take a distance from you. It brings division even in the most intimate places. And Jesus says that's okay because, number one, He's the supreme love. He says, whoever loves me more, somebody else more than me is not worthy of following me. And secondly, He says, whoever does not take up his cross, whoever does not, walk the way I do, the cross way, is not worthy of following me. And whoever wants to hold on to his life is going to lose it. So there's three things that Jesus says where Jesus has to be first. Number one, He has to be our supreme love. Number two, He has to be our supreme way of doing things. And number three, He has to be our supreme life. He says, if you give away your life to the cause of me, you're going to get it back. And I've seen people living that way. They invest their whole life into Jesus and they get it back. I've also seen people, the second way, who sacrifice, who live a cross way. They carry the weight that God has given on them. And somehow the reward is not just that they get to live like Jesus, is that Jesus gives them the strength and the force the fortitude to live this way out. So here's where Jesus wants us to be clear in our priorities. He's black and white, right? And that is a challenge. Now here is what you can reflect on as a Connect group tonight. By the way, this Sunday we have no service. Please come to the baptism and open air in the middle of the city at 3 p.m. on the 17th of September. Okay, here's what you can do in your Connect group. Reflect on this. Where have I looked for love in places that are not meant to bring me love, right? Because Jesus says, I'm the supreme love. Once you have that in priority, everything aligns. Number two, where have I shied away from sacrifice and I know it's mine to take? Where should I take my cross and follow Jesus? Number three, where have I been holding on to life in a way that has actually been to the detriment of me? These are the three questions that you can reflect in a group. Even if you just reflect on one of these questions, I bet it's going to help you to grow in your faith. And I'm excited to see everybody on Sunday. Pray for this event. God is with us on this. We have 3 baptisms so far, and other churches are bringing more. And there's going to be a big open air in the middle of the city where we're excited to see. All right. See ya.